All right, it is time. I'm here in MV3, back of the room, just going to wend my way. Thanks, guys. Look, they've already made a small little nook for me to repurpose myself here at the front to welcome you to Six Music Live. Welcome, audience. And most importantly, welcome one of Britain's best loved bands rounding off this week at Six Music Live. Please give it up for James.
Please don't get me started looking backwards to move on. Strong yet open-hearted, except leaving when leavings come. Gone, didn't see it coming, never said I loved you, hope you knew. Now my bags are packed and my sails are tacked and my course is marked by stars. When this cycle ends, will it start again? Will we recognize old friends? I'm on my way, soon be moving on my way. Leave a little light on, leave a little light on. I'm on my way, soon be moving on my way. Leave a little light on, leave a little light on. Time always unwinding, all these deadlines in my mind. Dreams and seeds we planted, took for granted, didn't root. Walking down this road when my pulse beats slow, hope to have you close at hand. When this cycle ends, will it start again? Will we recognize old
Thank you. This is a song about a boy who wanted to be struck by lightning.
James on BBC Six Music. Wonderful, gentlemen, thank you. Hello, you're all right, hello, thanks. Oh my word, thank you. What a great start, hello. thought I'd just pop in on stage. I could have followed you down there. Thanks very much, Tim. What a beautiful start to the show. Thank you so much, guys. And this gentleman at the front, has that just made your life? Yeah, pretty much. Excellent. That was pretty good. Okay.
He was moving.
Yes, I know. I was so drawn to him. Like, it was this energy thing. It was great. So, listen, I did a bit of research, and I found out that you guys first came to this building 31 years ago, last week. Wow. To do your first Peel session. So, I don't know if you remember that specifically, because I know that you did 4 Peel sessions, and I'm guessing, you've been here.
We remember it specifically.
Do you?
Yeah.
It was such a big deal, obviously. Your first Peel session is a massive thing.
A massive thing. And then we got arrested afterwards the minute we left as well.
Oh, well, that would make it memorable. Are we able to elaborate upon that, or would that be a bad idea at this time of day?
I don't know.
Okay, let's broaden it out a little bit then.
They let us off. It was really sweet, actually. It was a young police officer who was like younger than us, and he caught us misbehaving outside the venue celebrating.
Right.
And he said, "This could ruin your careers." and I could take you down to the police station, I could book you, or I could just let you go. And he let us go.
Wow, thanks to him. What were you like? What were you like in those days? Because we talked about it a bit, and I know that
It was a wild. James was a wild band. The original singer, God bless him, ended up in Strange Ways for GBH, and the original guitar player ended up in Strange Ways for GBH. It was like 16. I met them when they were like 16, and they'd stolen their equipment, and they could play a few chords. And I was the posh kid from university they saw dancing and asked me to dance for them.
Yeah. And did you fit in straight away? Or
was
there a period of
instantly. No. I mean, they had a following of about 30 people, didn't we, in those days? Yeah. And a few of them wanted to test me out because they liked the last singer much more. He was much more one of their mates, so they wanted to test out the posh kid from university.
You're pretty fearless, though. Have you always been that way?
It grew. It just used to be terrified in front of an audience, and then it grew over the years. And then particularly it grew. We had to play Lollapalooza tour for 6 weeks, opening for Korn, essentially, in Tool. And they hated us, and the audience would call us faggots and scream abuse. And so what we did on about the third gig, we dressed up in sparkly tops and Saul wore a little mini skirt, and we thought, right, they're going to name us, we're going to go for it.
Yeah.
And from then on, we became a pretty fearless band, I think. We just kind of went like, all right, anyone take us on, we'll take them on.
Come and have a go.
And at the end of the tour, Korn said we were their favourite band, and would we go on tour with them as their opening act?
Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, you've got some gigs coming up. We mentioned it earlier, and there's quite a big one just down the road in a few weeks' time at the Royal Albert Hall. What have you got planned, and how are you feeling about the shows?
I mean, we change the set every night. We'll be playing 2 in London, 1 in Brixton, 1 in Albert Hall. They'll be totally different sets. The Albert Hall's such a beautiful venue, but it's seated, so it dictates a certain thing. Brixton's more of a rock and roll, bit more of a riot. Anything can happen. There's no plans, that's the thing about James, is we're chaotic and we change it every night. We don't understand bands who have the same set every night. We just think that's more like theatre. The idea is that you do a different gig wherever you go, and it becomes some kind of spontaneous communication rather than, I saw them in Madrid and they were the same as they were in Istanbul.
Right.
Much rather have it that, they were lunatics in Madrid.
Well, we're going to speak to a man who is sharing a bill with you tomorrow evening. We mentioned that earlier. Sean Keaveney down the front there.
I'll slip that in. Stealing equipment, misbehaving outside Maida Vale, miscreants, that's what you are. Didn't realise that. We have to have a word. That was very moving, by the way. It was a really beautiful thing to see. This man was moving more than most. We have to speak to him. You've got a question, Ian, I think, for the boys, have you not?
I do, Sean, yeah. So this is Strip Mine, clearly one of the great lost albums of the 1980s. That's a fact.
Down the back of the sofa.
Well, you found it, obviously.
So can we look forward to a 30th anniversary tour for Strip Mine?
Yes! No. Some of the songs, definitely, but not all of them. I think they were, it was a mixed time in that time. It was a very strange period for us.
still look quite good, though, compared to the photos on the back.
We look much better there than we look now. What are you talking about?
Jim hasn't changed.
Yeah, well, you know, he's a vampire.
Timeless.
Is the nostalgia thing something that you guys aren't interested in, though? Because, you know, I think a lot of people are kind of get a lot out of looking back at records and celebrating anniversaries and stuff like that. And
I mean, the reality is, when you get hit first by music is usually in your teens or your early 20s, and I don't think anything probably ever surpasses that moment when you suddenly get a piece of music. So that's human nature. But for us, no, it's very much about, like, how can we keep improving? We only look back in terms of, can we make songs as good or better than what we've done in the past? And if we can't, we have to stop. And so that's the only way we look back. But I totally understand it, that people want to hear the songs they bonded with that echo a certain memory. But I hate to become, I mean, people call us, you know, so often a heritage band. They'd like to get a fat lip.
I'm not going to try that. I'm not going to try that, especially after what we're discovering today. It's marvelous. Listen, I'm going to exit stage left and hand back to our wonderful session guest today. Please, one more time, a huge round of applause for James.
Who grew up blind, impaled, when I have knelt someone for crimes I harbor in my mind, my self-righteous mind. When I have raised my colors high, these chains I've forged, sinking like a stone, sunk to depths, interrogation, or I judge. I have become interrogation of my own. Let the record show liars, lies and self-deceit. Liars, lies and self-deceit. I'm digging a hole, I'm digging a hole, hole. Liars, lies and self-deceit. Liars, lies and self-deceit. I'm digging a
songs we wrote. Our second single on Factory Records. Thanks. Who wrote this set list?
You're going to need a little lie down after that.
This is dedicated to my friend Gabrielle, who died a year or so ago. It's about having actually, after she died about a week later, I dreamt of her and she was so strong and clear and clean, and then of course you wake up and you realize she's gone. And that's what this song is about. I'm dreaming of you. You are free of all the pain you kept from me. Your gaze is strong. I'm dreaming of you with your black brown eyes that seem to see right through me. Your wise half smile. I love you. See you next time.
James on BBC Six Music. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And great to hear, you know, one of the newest songs and one of the oldest songs so close together. I mean, as we were talking about earlier, Jim was saying, you know, you kind of, you're an unpredictable band. Even you guys, I guess, aren't quite sure what you're going to do next. And I think you said that the record you make next tends to be a bit of a reaction to the one that's gone before, usually.
Yeah, not kind of consciously, really.
No.
It's just kind of when we get in the room, we tell we're kind of avoiding what we did last time,
Okay.
whether we like it or not. And it's just to kind of avoid your discovery. You know, we never kind of conceptually come up with an idea of what we're going to do. It's just really whatever's waiting for us in the room.
Mm-hmm. And have you planned some time in a room?
Well, we've started writing already.
Really?
Enough. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And how is it so far? What's been happening?
You don't really know. I mean, we go in a room and we play and play for hours. You record it. And the idea is that you're almost playing unconsciously. So you don't know how good it is until later. And then you listen back and you go, oh, this could be a great song. And then different members of the band come in with a song and go, let's work on this one. And then we work on the song and try and see if it becomes a song. But most of the time it's so unconscious. It's almost, you know, the mind is a tricky thing. And you have to find a way to get around it, to get to the real creativity. Okay. And then later on you can bring your mind in to help shape it.
So you have to kind of try and get out of your own way first.
Yeah.
Okay. I read that you sometimes still use a few of Brian Eno's oblique strategies when you have the time, because he created some when you were working with him. He'd kind of write them down, and what happened?
Yeah, he'd already done the cards by the time he worked with us, but we'd be jamming and he'd come up and write something on a bit of paper and show it to one member of the band, and no one else could see what it was, and it might say change key or play more wobbly or go and make a cup of tea or distract everybody, you know. And it's like he just wanted to get you off your comfort zone, basically, because that's where the best creativity lies.
Yeah, we just had one recently in the room we were writing, and we had a whiteboard, and Jim wrote, in honour of Eno's oblique strategies, wrote sausage tartan, which was brilliant.
It's a potential album title.
Well, you could choose to play in the style of tartan or the style of sausage.
We were in Scotland, so
or a combination of the
reason
two.
for the tartan.
Okay, well, those things often go together as far as kilts are concerned.
They do indeed.
Thanks, it's okay. I'm here all week. But that keys back into the thing we were talking about earlier, and about the idea of like disruption and just constantly kind of, I don't know, putting a little fly in the ointment and making it difficult and going the long way, and that seems to be what you like doing.
When we started playing, we weren't very good, and what we do is we try and play a song in a certain way, and we'd mess up, and we'd record it, and we'd go, oh, that sounds better than what we were trying to do. So we'd then incorporate that in the structure, and it made more original songs than if we played what we were attempting to play. And then as we got better, it got harder and harder to make those mistakes because we were too good. So then you had to find other ways to almost trick yourself into, you know, Eno has a great discrete strategy card. It's probably my favourite card. It's called Honour Thy Error as a Hidden Intention. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a fantastic philosophy.
It is, but the interesting thing about that is as you get better, it gets more difficult to make mistakes, but the stakes also get higher as you get more successful, right? So mistakes presumably get scarier as, you know, the band goes. How do you deal with that?
Well, you kind of get used to dealing with it and laughing it off, and plus we kind of seem inherently doomed to make mistakes, to be honest with you. I think even if we tried to be slick and professional, I think it'd fall flat.
Right.
But you have to kind of, you know that there's something exciting and really worthwhile on the other side of the danger, or even in the danger, and you just got to throw yourself in, and it does go wrong, and we do make mistakes. But when you first start out, when that happens, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. At time kind of goes incredibly slowly, and you think everybody's looking at you, the idiot that made the mistake. And of course, it's not like that at all. Mm-hmm. The crowd love it.
Oh, you think so?
I don't care anymore. In my reality, the crowd love it. And you just got to throw yourself in. And after doing it this number of years, you kind of just laugh it off.
But that's an amazing thing to be able to say to people who are, like young musicians or writers or whatever it is, people trying to make something or not, just people going about their everyday lives, because fear of failure is such a huge thing that holds people back, isn't it?
We can also hear in the post-voice, all those programs, I don't even know their names, everyone's trying to reach a certain idea of perfection of singing, a perfection of musicianship, and it's sterile. It's got no heart. One person agrees with us. Fantastic.
Chucked off last week. Didn't make it through boot camp, mate. No worries.
We had another rule too in the olden days, which was if you make a mistake, repeat it, because then everyone thinks you did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Which is a very good trick, I think, should add to his discrete strategy cards.
That's John Coltrane, right? Do not fear mistakes, there are none.
There you go.
Right, I'm going to let these guys play some more music now and stop gassing. Thank you so much. Please give a huge round of applause for one more time. 2 more great tracks from our session guest today, James.
Are you aching for the grey? Well, that's okay, 'cause we're insured. Are you aching for the blade? Well, that's okay, 'cause we're insured. Getting away with it all messed up. Getting away with it all messed up. That's the living. We're getting away with it all messed up. Getting away with it all messed up. That's the living. overcome my fears. I'd become the kind of man I've always hated. Insane with a sense of shame that I threw stones at the condemned, and now I'm slated. I may not pray for sex, but I was blessed by love in this land that's ruled by gods of lust and money. But I don't believe you're thank you. It's been a real pleasure. See you again. Thanks very much.
Thank you. James, ladies and gentlemen. An absolutely perfect end to what has been an incredible week here at Six Music Live. You can watch this session, watch all the best bits of today's session tonight on the red button from 7 o'clock on any BBC TV channel. We'll be back next week on your radio bringing you live sessions from Max Jury, Phil Selway and Glass Animals. And I'm also going to be talking to Bono and The Edge from U2. But thank you very much once again to all of our guests here at Six Music Live this week, especially the wonderful James.